Hello, hi, welcome back to another Pokemon Tea Time. I hope you got your snacks and your tea ready. We're just gonna go right into it. There's been another Miku video. Yay! It's called The Pokemon Inside My Heart by Pinocchio P. And it's only slightly confusing that the Japanese title is Poketo no Monster, which means pocket monster. So all of the translations being like, the Pokemon inside my heart to be sweet and cute. And then the actual title just means monster in my pocket. It seems a bit like disingenuous or something, I don't know. But it's supposed to be a very nostalgic song. The whole video is Gen 1 nostalgia bait, basically. It's a good song, it's nice. And the video is actually super well made, so it's super cute. It's definitely worth watching it, even if you don't like the music. It's still adorable, the art is super nice. Only Gen 1 Pokemon though, of course. You get little, I don't know, I think they're Mikus, but they're like human Mikus, but tiny, so they're like cosplaying as Pokemon kinda. They're very cute. There's a bunch of different ones. Starmie is in there somewhere, I think I saw. Eevee and Pikachu is definitely in there. I think I saw a Lapras. Well, yeah, a bunch of different ones. They're very cute. The art is very cute. The song is actually one of the more normal songs for someone who isn't like into Vocaloid. I don't know, it's worth checking out the video. Like I said, it's very cute. You know what's kind of frustrating though? Often Pokemon stuff like this seems to be aimed at people who played Red and Blue as kids, and then quit. It's always just Gen 1 Pokemon, sometimes Gen 2 Pokemon as well, but mostly Gen 1. And it's framed with nostalgia and like, remember back in the day when we were kids and played Pokemon, the good old days. That was like, 27 years ago when the first games came out. And then as actual fans who have played it for all of those 27 years, or who started in any other generation, maybe played for 10 years, and who is now playing through Paldea in Gen 9, like we kind of get ignored. So they keep aiming stuff at people who literally haven't played for over 20 or 25 years, instead of aiming stuff at their very much active and loving fanbase, who is ready to throw money at them. And sorry, this isn't aimed at the Miku video at all. It just reminded me of it because nostalgia was the theme. I actually think the Ed Sheeran video is a better example of it. Now that I think about it, I think that's probably the perfect example. Because the Miku video clearly had nostalgia for old Pokemon games to be the whole theme. Both the video and the lyrics are all about it, so it gets a pass. But the Ed Sheeran video for Celestial, where do I start? The song itself has absolutely nothing to do with Pokemon. At a stretch, like a G-Max Meowth kind of stretch, that's how stretchy it is. You could have said that the title Celestial ties into Sun and Moon, but that would be 2 generations too late. Because it wasn't made for Sun and Moon, it was made for Gen 9, Scarlet and Violet. I think I remember Ed saying in some interview that he played some old games. Not sure if it was Gen 1 or 2, but like of course he did, and then I bet he hasn't touched a new Pokemon game since. I think he got the Pokemon deal and then he probably replayed the old game like once, maybe twice. I can believe that, but I don't think he's a real fan. And I'm using the term very loosely here. Not in a gatekeepy way. You don't have to play every Pokemon game or whatever. I just think Ed Sheeran is the same level of fan of Pokemon as I am of Capri Sun juice drinks. I had it as a kid and I liked it, and then I even had it once as an adult and I still liked it. So I'm a fan, kind of, but I never think about it, I don't crave it, I can't tell you what flavors exist or anything. I'm perfectly fine drinking other juices and never having Capri Sun ever again. And I think that's how Ed is with Pokemon. Does that make sense? And the music video just shows old Game Boy consoles. Do you think if I asked Ed Sheeran if he likes Grusha or Ionomore, or which Paradox set he prefers, do you think he had any idea what any of those words mean? I strongly suspect he wouldn't know. And those are in the games he made a song for. And this is not a personal attack on him, I'm just frustrated because like they couldn't find a single person who is like actually a fan of Pokemon, who doesn't just see the games as something they played 20 years ago. There are super good remixers and cover artists of Pokemon songs like just on YouTube. They could make a banger song for the games. And it would be driven by passion and love for the franchise. That would be so cool. Also, did I mention that the only Pokemon in the video that aren't Gen 1 Pokemon are the starters at the end of the video? Not the Paldean starters. That would make too much sense. You know, for the game, the song they're literally in, but it's the Gen 8 starters. A generation too late. You could say it makes sense because Ed is British, which Galar is obviously the closest to, but then why is the song in the Spanish region game? Why wasn't it in Sword and Shield? Why don't they have like a Spanish artist making a song for this game then? And also a reminder that plenty of streamers who play the ending song, they got like copyright strikes for it. So that's fun. Good job, Game Freak. But to me, Celestial feels like a superficial cash grab that they just like slapped the Pokemon brand onto. And it feels cowardly and a bit demeaning to make sure this song isn't a Pokemon song that doesn't have any references to Pokemon whatsoever. You know, so it can work as a normal pop song, which it is. Like, there is no way they wrote it for Pokemon, right? If they did, that's even worse, because it's just not a Pokemon song at all, in any capacity. So they either grabbed a random song and pretended it's a Pokemon song, or they wrote a Pokemon song and then like deliberately made sure it had nothing to do with Pokemon, because that's just too childish or something. But then we have songs like Let It Go and We Don't Talk About Bruno that are heavily tied to the Disney brand that didn't hurt any of the singers to be part of those songs. Like, why are they kind of embarrassed to be part of a Pokemon song? It's like they think a song about Pokemon couldn't possibly be a real song, which I think is really like demeaning. They think it's just good enough to slap the Pokemon brand on afterwards and pretend it makes sense. So I hate it. I would have had so much respect for Ed Sheeran if he had made an actual Pokemon song. But he didn't. So now I'm just salty instead. Well, sorry for ranting so much and being all negative. So let me know if you think I'm being like unfairly salty to Ed Sheeran. I probably am. In conclusion, Miku song good, Ed song bad. Don't forget to check out the Miku video if you haven't, and if you have, what did you think? Let me know. The tea has been spilled, so I'll see you the next tea time. So trainers, bye!